Hello, my name is Dawn from Infinite You Life Coaching, and welcome to our Yin Yoga practice today for deep tension release. So, it's pretty common for us to store tension in our fascia and muscle tissue, and it just becomes a habitual holding sometimes where we get into these bad patterns of just holding our body in the wrong way. So, Yin Yoga can be really good at allowing that myofascia to just kind of soften. And when we do that, we can actually release some of that tension, release stored emotion. All of that can be such a wonderful benefit. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat on your mat. And you'll see that I do have some props today. I have my yoga bolster. If you don't have a yoga bolster, you could use stacked pillows. Firm pillows tend to be better than soft ones because it's going to support your body better. So like a couch pillow would be pretty good. I have one block, and then I have basically a folded hand towel. And my mat, of course. So as we go through this practice today, we'll be using our breath, so breathing into any tension. Remember with yin, you're trying to find your edge, so you're looking to find that bit of sensation, and then we're going to hold it for 5 minutes. So that's why these props become important. So when we're in the pose for that 5 minutes, really being present with your breath, breathing into the area where you feel the tension, and using the exhale as almost like a trigger. It welcomes the softening, right? So as you exhale, allow that area to just soften, to surrender. So that's our goal for today. We should already be in a comfortable seat. Any position will work as we settle into our mat. So if you would like, you could soften your gaze or close your eyes. And we'll take a long, slow, deep breath in. And ever so gently release that breath. As you release, notice that your weight is falling to your sit bones a bit. There's already a little bit of surrender there. Another long, slow, deep breath in. This time we're going to take another inhale and gently let that go. Let's do that one more time. Long, slow, deep breath in. A bit of a pause, and then we'll take another short inhale. And ever so slowly release that breath. And on your next inhale, imagine a string pulling your spine nice and tall. And on your exhale, allow the muscles you're not using to soften. So I mentioned that held tension. We tend to hold more than we need tightly. So we're basically teaching our body to let go of the muscles we're not using. Another deep breath in. And again, soften on the exhale. And if you don't already, you could have your hands on your knees, palms down, helping to ground into this moment, welcoming our presence, and setting that intention for our practice today, to be present with our breath and our body. And when you're ready, we're going to come into our first yin pose. Again, each yin pose will be held for 5 minutes. I was using the first couple seconds to really become comfortable. So our first pose is child's pose, and you're more than welcome to use the bolster. You get to choose knees open or closed, arms forward or back. All of that is always your choice. From here, just walking your fingertips forward. And just allowing your body to rest down. And you don't have to use the bolster here. You could choose to just come into a regular child's pose. Again, arms forward or back. Bring your forehead to the mat. And just kind of give yourself a couple little wiggles, finding your alignment. Noticing where you might feel a little bit of tension. If you're very uncomfortable, you could always add a blanket or a block underneath your bottom. Maybe putting a blanket between your bottom and your heels. Always making the pose more accessible, more comfortable. If you find that you're not feeling any sensation, you can always walk your fingertips a little bit forward. Think about extending your tailbone back and then settling in. And remember with Yin that as we settle into the pose, you may find that you can go a little deeper. So you can always remove the blanket or the block or walk your fingertips a little bit forward. Or maybe the opposite is true, that you went too deep to begin and now you would like to add the blanket. Those intentional motions in Yin are totally fine. So as you're settling into the pose, you're letting go of all the habitual movements you might have. And just begin taking your gaze inward and just noticing what you feel. Breathing into any areas where you feel sensation. And allowing your whole body to soften on the exhale. Just breathe. Continuing to breathe, allowing your exhale to soften your body. And if you'd like, ever so gently, rocking your head side to side, slowly and gently. It's when I add this motion that I tend to find those areas of trapped emotion and trapped energy. But it has to be slow and your attention has to be there. And adding this very subtle, slow motion can also give you a better idea where the tension actually is. And when you're ready, we're just going to allow our body to come forward and straightening our legs, coming into crocodile pose. So just crossing your arms to make a pillow and resting your forehead on the mat. Maybe rocking your hips side to side or bending your knees and windshield wipering. Whatever feels good. And when you're ready, from here, we're going to take ourselves back up to a seated position. And we're going to be using the props for this one. So taking your bolster and putting it right up against your hip sideways. We're going to take the block, and you'll have to play with the block to see what feels most comfortable for you. Rather than resting my head on the hard block, that's what the hand towel is for, is a little cushion. And from here, we're going to come into basically like a deer pose. So 90 degrees on both sides, having the bolster up against your hip. And you're just going to allow the bottom arm to just kind of thread through that space between the bolster and the block. And finding a comfortable height and positioning for your block. I usually tilt my block so that my ear is hanging off. And then once you're comfortable, we're going to take the top arm and we're just going to inhale it over our head. You can rest it in a comfortable position. Everyone's going to be slightly different on what feels best. And you may need to make some subtle adjustments. And once you're there, you're just going to breathe. So we're going to take an inhale. And on your exhale, just reach that bottom arm forward a little bit. We'll take another inhale. And on your exhale, just walk those top fingertips a little bit. And from here, just settle in, allowing your body to relax. Allow the props to support you and the floor to support you. Allow your body to be heavy. Breathing into any areas you may feel some tension or sensation. And on the exhale, just surrendering to the mat. Just breathe. And again, for the last minute of our pose, just welcoming any kind of movement that might feel good. So without coming out of the pose, maybe just think about allowing your ribs to reach up to the sky and then settle back down. Maybe just the most subtle rock of your hips. Maybe lifting that front knee just barely. You can try moving your arm a little further back, maybe bringing it a little further forward. Just a little bit of play. And noticing what happens when we move this area, if we move this fascia in a different way. And if you find a spot that feels good, you can always pause there. And when you're ready, we're going to take that top arm and put it underneath your head and push into your palm as you slowly come up. And without moving anything, we're just going to face forward and flip to the other side. So bringing the opposite hip to the bolster, having that bottom leg in front and the top leg in back into a 90-90. Taking the bottom arm and threading it between the bolster and the block. And then just taking a moment to get comfortable here. And once you think you've found comfort, inhale that top arm up and over. And in an inhale, we're just going to extend that bottom arm on the exhale. Taking another inhale. And walking those top fingertips just a little bit. And now just breathe. Every inhale, breathing into sensation. Every exhale, softening your entire body. And remember, you can always start with your eyes, letting your eyes be heavy. See if you can allow your arms to be heavy. Imagining your hips sinking down into the mat. Just soften. And for the last minute of this pose, we'll again find some gentle, slow, very subtle motions that may help us feel that fascia tissue in a different way. So we'll begin by inhaling and allowing our ribs to reach up to the sky a little, just noticing how that feels. Maybe rocking our hips a little forward and back. You can try lifting that lower knee, seeing how that feels. We're moving that top arm side to side. Pausing anywhere that feels good. And when you're ready, we'll take that top arm and place the hand just underneath your face. And pushing down into your palm, we're going to come back up. You can set the block and towel to the side. And we're just going to come and face forward. And from here, you may want your bolster, so we'll start with the bolster behind us. And you can put your back to the bolster. We're going to extend our feet forward. We're going to be coming into a half saddle. So I'll start with my left leg just so you can see. So tipping to my right side, I'm going to bend the left leg so that my foot is right next to my hip. If this is not a good position for you, you could always just take a figure 4 instead. Or you can come on your belly and pull your foot back towards you for this similar position. You may want to take that fleshy area of your calf aside. And from here, we're just going to lean back. And you can choose here. So you can use the bolster, or you can opt to lay on your back. You could keep your leg extended, or you could bend the right leg so that your foot is on the mat. Another option would be to take your right foot and place it on your right knee area. Just experimenting with what feels good. And even if you're on your back here, if you're not feeling anything, you could, let me remove my bolster. So if you're laying on your back, you could have your arms teed out, cactus. You could be holding opposite elbows, having that right foot on your knee. And if it's uncomfortable, you could always put the bolster underneath your knee or the block underneath your knee. And if you're still not having any sensation, what you could do is just scoot your bottom a little closer to your knees, and you'll find that you'll awaken some sensation in your quad. And once you've found a nice comfortable place, just allow your body to relax. Using the inhale to breathe into the sensation. And allowing your body to surrender on the exhale. It's almost becoming super aware of the sensation on the inhale, like isolating it almost. And on the exhale, allowing it to expand and soften. And for the final minute, again, we can take some very subtle motion. Don't forget your fascia is all one piece. So we could take our head side to side and see what we notice. If your foot is on your leg, maybe just with extreme slowness and control, lifting and lowering that top knee. If your foot is flat on the mat, you could always do the same thing. Just a subtle rock side to side with that knee. Or you could also, even more micro, tiniest of movements. Think about using your glute, just activating it, not actually moving it. And with that tightening of the glute, you kind of rock that quad a little bit. Just seeing what the different motions bring. And when you're ready to get up, you're going to bring your arms down so that you can dig your elbows into the mat. So pushing your elbows into the mat, chin to chest, hands to mat. And we're just going to allow our feet to come straight. You're just rocking your feet side to side. Maybe doing some windshield wipers. And then we'll take it to the other side. So straightening your left leg this time, bending your right knee, moving that right calf out of the way, taking whatever variation, even if that would be a figure 4, so then that would be the right foot coming over the left thigh. But if you're coming into that half saddle, just going to ease ourselves down, whether that's on the mat or on the bolster. And once you found your comfortable place, just noticing what you feel. Make any subtle adjustments. If you're not feeling much, you can lift your glutes and just kind of edge them forward just a tiny bit. Just try to awaken that quad a bit. Arms could be out to the side, cactus, or if you put your arms back up, taking the opposite grip of the elbow. And just allowing yourself to breathe. Maybe taking that straight leg and bringing the sole of your foot to the mat for a bent knee. Or taking that foot onto the left foot onto the right thigh. You could always put a block or the bolster underneath that left knee. And just breathe. Breathing into any sensation and allowing it to soften and extend on the exhale. Just soften. And again, for the last minute, just allowing some gentle motion. So we could start with our head side to side, just seeing what we notice. Maybe that left knee, very controlled, subtle micro movements up and down. Or same with that right glute. Just activating the glute, noticing how that changes the sensation. And when you're ready, you can bring your arms back down, digging your elbows into the mat, and then bringing your chin to chest as you lift your body up. And again, we're just going to come into some windshield wipers, or you can have your legs straight and wiggle them side to side. And the next pose is going to be frog. So you may want to be facing the long side of your mat. And the reason being just to keep your knees on the mat. You're welcome to use your bolster, so you can set your bolster in front of you. And then just come into a a tabletop type position. And all you're going to do is start walking your knees a little wider. So when you feel like you've gotten your knees to the point where that's as wide as you want to go, you're just going to flex your feet so that your feet are a 90-degree angle. And of course, you have a 90-degree angle with your calf to your thigh as well. And then allowing your body to come down. Now, if this is too much, you can always bring your feet together and find some relaxation that way. You could always put more pillows or a blanket on top of your bolster. Or if you're not getting what you're looking for, not feeling sensation, you could always remove the bolster as well. So allowing your knees to come wide. And if you're not using a bolster, sometimes what I do is just double fist my hands together to rest my head. You could always let your forehead hang heavy as well. And once you're in a comfortable position, your bottom not too far back and not too far forward, just breathe. Allow gravity to do the work for you. Keeping those feet flexed, protecting your knee, breathing into any sensation, and softening that area on the exhale. And if at any point you need to back step, you can grab the bolster. You could come into a child's pose. You get to decide. Make it intentional and continue to breathe. And for the last minute of the pose, we're going to just welcome some very gentle motion. Might seem weird, but you can try extending and flexing your toes here. And noticing if the pose feels any different when you do so. You can try energetically pushing your knees into the floor as well. You can try think about bringing your pinky toes up towards the sky and then down. And of course, our fascia is all one tissue, so taking your head side to side. And when you're ready, just edging your feet a little closer, pushing down into your hands, slowly coming back up. And we're actually going to return back to crocodile. So just making a pillow with your arms, maybe putting the opposite arm on top this time, if you remember which one you did. And again, maybe just rocking your hips side to side or bending your knees and allowing your feet to go side to side in this prone windshield wiper. Try to relax your body. And when you're ready, we're just going to come onto our back. So you could either just flip here, so you can thread your arm through, and then just flip your body. And from here, just bringing our knees up, we're going to be coming just into a gentle twist. So you can put your arms out to a T or cactus out to the side. And we're just going to drop the knees down to one side. Gaze can remain up at the ceiling, or you could take your gaze to the opposite hand. So if your knees went to the right, your gaze will go to the left. And there's no reason to hold any tension here. You can completely surrender to your mat. Breathing into any tightness or sensation. And softening everything on the exhale. Allowing your hands and your arms to be so heavy. Feel your shoulders just sinking down towards the mat. Allowing your lower back to relax. Feel your hip and your legs just sinking down. And for the final minute or so, we'll do some gentle motion. We'll start just by lifting that top knee and then bringing it down, and then leaving the knee down and bring the foot up. So just kind of playing with different positions of that top leg. Another thing you could try is rotating your head side to side, or maybe bringing your arms with your gaze up above, bringing your arms up above your head, and then bringing them out to a T again. You get to play with anything that feels good. Holding it at any point where you notice it needs to be held. And when you're ready, we'll inhale our knees up and over to the other side. Again, gaze can be up towards the ceiling, or you can take your gaze to the right side this time. Again, there's nothing to hold here. So softening, you're allowing your eyes to be heavy, relaxing your jaw so that your mouth opens just a little bit. Tongue is relaxed, jaw is relaxed, shoulders are heavy, sinking down, your arms and your hands are so heavy. Using every exhale as a reminder that you can soften a little bit more. You can let go a little bit more. Allowing your hips and your legs and your feet to be heavy as well. But allowing your back to be soft. Allowing that twist. Just surrender. And for the last minute of this pose, we can bring in that gentle motion. Maybe bringing that top knee up, bringing the knee down, bringing that top foot up a little bit, and putting the foot down, and do that a couple times. And then we could always take our head side to side, always going very slow with control. If you find a spot, you can hang there. We can always try bringing our palms to touch above our head, kind of tracing the floor back to a T. And when you're ready, we're just going to inhale our legs back up to center. We'll hug the knees in here for a minute, rock side to side. And then we'll come into our happy baby. So you can hold your ankles. You could hold your big toe with your peace fingers, or bringing your hands to the outside blade, right where the balls of your feet are. And we're just going to hold this pose. Your shoulders should be relaxed. Knees are dropping down towards the floor. Tailbone be moving away from you. And just breathe. Just allowing your body to be heavy, but in this configuration. Breathing into where you might feel some tension. And allowing your body to soften on that exhale. Allow gravity to help you. Surrendering to gravity. Allowing gravity to take you a little bit further. And for the last minute of this pose, we'll welcome in some gentle motion. So maybe a rock side to side. Try wiggling your toes, crunching your toes up, seeing how that feels. You could also try micro movements here. Think about if you were in butterfly pose, how you would move your knees. That you could also, ever so subtly, you could barely even see the knees side to side, actually has some pretty intense feeling. And if you want to bring your hands down to below your ankles, you could try rotating your feet. Maybe one more rock side to side. You can always take your head side to side. Just moving that fascia in all different directions. And when you're ready, we'll just bring our knees in, give them a good squeeze, maybe bringing your forehead to your knees. And then we'll come into our Shavasana. So extending your feet out, palms up, arms at your side. Maybe walking your shoulder blades underneath your back. And really just feeling your body. Notice what you feel. After coming out of that happy baby pose, just noticing the sensations, that rebound effect. Feeling all the blood and the nutrients coming back into your hands and your feet. And begin giving each part of your body permission to soften, starting at the very top of your head. Allowing your forehead to be relaxed, your eyebrows and your eyes to be heavy. Allowing your jaw to sink down towards your neck. With your mouth open just a little bit. Tongue can be resting just behind your top front teeth on the roof of your mouth. And feeling the back of your neck lengthening. Feeling your shoulders heavy into the mat. Arms and your legs just sinking down. They're so heavy. And giving your shoulders and glutes extra special permission to relax. Allowing your body to be soft, tender, almost in a vulnerable way, but a good vulnerability. It's the kind of vulnerability you carry when you feel safe. Thinking about how soft your body is just before you fall asleep. Because it feels so safe. Wrapped in the blankets, in a place you've been in so many times. Allow your body to relax. Just breathe. can start deepening your breath, allowing each breath to be just a little bit deeper, a little bit longer. Noticing how that changes your body, feeling your diaphragm expand and contract, feeling your belly and ribs expand and contract. And when it feels right, maybe bringing some gentle motion into your fingers and toes, maybe a gentle rock into your arms and your legs, even into your head. And then just bringing your feet onto their soles and knocking your knees together for a moment. Just taking it all in. And when you're ready, just coming onto a comfortable side. Maybe using your arm as a pillow. And take a few deep breaths here. And maybe leaving your eyes softened or closed, working your way up into a comfortable position. I'm just going to put our palms up on our knees this time. So palms down when we started, grounding us down. Palms up now, just welcoming all that positive energy around us to come back and soak in. Accepting all the universe has to give you. Releasing all that negativity and tension in our bodies and filling it with love and healing. Whenever we let something go, we want to fill it purposefully, having an intention of what we want to come. And in general, positivity and healing are pretty good. So as you inhale, feel all that positive energy moving into you, moving maybe through your hands into your body, maybe through the crown of your head or your heart. Really allowing that sensation, that energy, that light to carry into those areas that were really tight. And giving those areas permission to stay a little softer than they were before. And when you're ready, we're going to take our palms out to the side, nice and wide as we inhale, our hands up, palms touch. Exhale, bring your thumbs to your third eye chakra. And just awakening your wisdom and intuition. Breathing as you have your thumbs here. Allowing your thumbs to come down to the base of your throat, maybe your fingers to your lips. Bringing that positivity and healing into our throat chakra. Allowing this area to soften. A lot of times it's constricted. And lastly, bringing your thumbs down to your heart chakra, your anahata. And almost feel this area as a portal. How there's beautiful love and kindness, healing moving in and out at the same time. It's that principle of overfilling your cup. Overfilling ourselves with love, positivity, kindness, and healing, so that we may then share it with others. Maybe bringing your head down to your heart and thanking yourself for showing up today. It's not always easy, but you did it, and we were here together. And I bow to this divine light that's in you, which is also in me. And when you're in that place and I am in that place, we are one. Namaste.